All right, what is up? We just finished trading day here. Today is Tuesday, June 14th, 2022. Did a whole bunch of trading today. I think I traded a total of 8 different stocks today. So definitely hit my, a lot of trades. So I'm in 249 fills. A lot of base hits on a lot of stocks, but the biggest gain I had was on HUSA, just kind of like a multi-day runner, an oil stock. We did see some oil action earlier today, and then midday we got some pops on CMRA, which I didn't trade for that huge move, which I'll show you in a second. And then we got a move on REV as well, which I only captured maybe about half of that move. It completely went under my radar when it was ripping up 150%. So I mean, potentially, this day could have been, even bigger. And today I'm sitting up $413. Very happy with that. This is my biggest ever green day by about $20. I think my previous biggest day was not too long ago at 387. So an extra $20, on top of that, 413. My first ever $400 day. So that's definitely an accomplishment that I am proud of. Took a long time to get to this point. So here's my intraday P&L. So pre-market didn't really get any action. And usually when you get no pre-market action, that is usually a good sign. I've noticed, that past year, whenever there's nothing pre-market, the open just tends to have so much opportunity. And we just literally all day, there was always something to trade. And I was able to, walk away nicely green within. So I made about $350 in about 30 minutes, 30 minutes to an hour. I'll take that, any day of the week. So let's go into these trades. KAVL is the first. So KAVL here kind of got faked out. I was looking for a breakout of 273. However, it was on a backside from the previous day. Did have potential to move up, but there's nothing really significant here. I got it faked out there, red. Here again, I got faked out. I didn't see it until way after this high here. And I kind of got caught chasing it, and then I, started closing for a small win because I was in a little bit too high. So really nothing much on KAVL, and then at the open it kind of just dumped and didn't really give much opportunity. HUSA then, I traded this a little bit of pre-market. I did move, but I didn't get any nice trade on it. Here was a nice bull flag with 9 EMA caught up. It kind of pushed it outside of this flat top at 712. But I did end up selling on this candle before the breakout, which is quite unfortunate because, it did have a 20-cent breakout. Then I went to go buy the first 1 minute pullback, and it kind of got stuffed into this level with no continuation. Took that off for a scratch. Went again for this dip buy here and took that one off for, again, a scratch. So I think net is like break even on HUSA from here. This breakout didn't really give much opportunity either. There's like no meat on the bone, no continuation. Pull back again to the VWAP, and then we got some more volume coming in. Kind of retraced back to the high pretty quickly, and that's when I went in my starter position at 717. I'm trading very small share size, just kind of getting a feel for this stock and how the stock trades, and then adding at 27 for the break of the high and taking it off at 32, 29, and 31. It's kind of like scaling out as it goes higher. And I wasn't really expecting much of this, and it didn't give any continuation opportunity. And from there it went backside, and then here I thought we might potentially see that retrace back to the high again, and then we have that another rip or a breakout. And so I took my starter at 729, but then this candle came in pretty strong, and I took that off for a small loss. Only 100 shares, so I've been trading very light on HUSA. So I was about maybe small green going into the open, maybe small red. And then here in this candle, I chased it into this candle here for a break of 738. And then once we got that break of 738, I immediately took So I was adding as I was going higher, and then once we got break of 738, I took my entire position off. I was in 1,000 shares at once, so that is a $7,000 position size. That's like my max size, and I immediately took that off, and then it flushed backside, and that, I was up maybe about $40 or so on this trade, which was good because I completely avoided a flush there. And I still had it on watch, still early in the day, could curl back up. And then, look what happened here. It curled back up through the VWAP and retracing back to the high pretty quickly. I wish I would have got a lower entry here. My first entry was at 28. So, decent entry, but, I wish I would have got here in the break of VWAP, small size. And then I started adding it as it's gone higher. And then right when we were about to break out here, I started taking some profits and then adding back as it kind of held this area. And then we got that breakout, and I took my profits. Total shares, on this candle, 1,500 shares. So a lot of volume, dollar volume, I traded here, and even overall, this candle had a 1 million shares in volume. So that's over $7 million traded hands in 1 minute, which is pretty insane. Then I went for a dip buy here, looking for some continuation, but this pullback was pretty sharp, and I took a small loss there on 1,000 shares. Then here again, I took another loss because I kind of chased it going into 750, looking for that next leg up, but I was a bit too early, pulled back a little bit too far for my liking, and took that off for a 7-cent loss on 250 shares. So it's about $20 I lost there, and then added back for that break now for 750, which was showing support off the 9 EMA and then breaking out of that flat top right here at 750. We got a nice push up to 760, and again, bigger share size, about $7,000 position size. And got a nice, almost a 10-cent scalp there. So that's about $125, in less than a minute. And then went for, again, the first pullback, small share size. Shook myself out somehow. I don't know what happened here, but I shook myself out for a 3-cent loss and then added back at 770, kind of chasing it a little bit higher. See, that's one of my mistakes here. Sometimes these pullbacks I shouldn't be selling because it is a front side move. I should be holding strong and looking to add to my position. And especially if I'm in small size, there's really no reason I should be shaking myself out here. I should be holding strong and then adding, for that next leg. And this is only the first, maybe second pullback after a fresh breakout. So, the momentum is still hot after this breakout. So I should definitely be holding on this pullback, which I didn't. Then I found myself chasing, kind of having a little FOMO. And then I took some off for, break even, and then the rest off for a 3-cent profit. 3 cents a share profit. And then here I was looking for a breakthrough 8, but very, very extended. So I was in small share size, and we never really got that. So I took that off for a small loss. Again, looking for, a pull away from this, bull flag here, but again, very extended, so small share size, and never really got that either. And I was kind of looking for that move, but it never really came until here. It dipped down below the support at 780. And then we got bought up pretty quickly off the 9 EMA, showing lots of support. That's when I was buying fairly aggressively, taking some off for break even. And then as I saw it was holding, I added back for the rip over $8 because that was a solid psychological resistance point. Looking for that pop through 8, and then once we got that pop through 8, I took my profits relatively quickly, and unfortunately I didn't get any profits over 8 because it didn't hold at all, but still ended up with about a 10-cent profit on 400 shares and a 4-cent loss on 200 shares. So a net small green. Here again, looking for that breakout, but it kind of rolled over. Faked out there, and then again it popped up again, so I was looking for that break of $8 again. Got that break of $8, took some profits, added back for a little bit of continuation, but not very that strong. Again, here went for a dip buy, and then as it reclaimed, and I thought this was gonna, rip past 815, but it wasn't that strong, and took that one off for about a scratch. I thought, after this breakout over $8, I thought we'd really, kind of go semi-parabolic to $10. But, from there, it went pretty hard backside and didn't trade it, I don't think, at all for the rest of the day. So let's just jump over to CMRA. I think I traded INDO. I'll go over INDO first because I traded this in the morning. Quick scalp. I thought, we'd see a move back towards 1050, but never really happened here. I thought it was going to be strong on this breakout, high volume coming in. I thought we'd see that continuation through 1050, the borderline parabolic move again after this. Nice leg. But this candle got sold into pretty hard, and I just took my loss there. And I didn't really want to fight it right there. I was going to wait for another setup, but it never came. So that was it on INDO. And then Cold was moving at the open. This made a nice move. Didn't get that aggressive. It's such an expensive stock, $25 stock. Just kind of scalping the front side. Nothing much there, but ended up $52 green after this dip buy off the 9 EMA. I got a beautiful fill down here at 36, and then it kind of flashed up to 27.50, and I took my profits instantly. I was like, wow, that's like a instant $1 share gain. I ended up with quick $50 there. REV was probably one of the better ones today, but I didn't do the best on it because I got, I saw it here. This is the first time I saw it on this candle here. It was kind of rejecting this level. I was like, all right, that's probably going to be it. Probably not expecting that much. The volume's not that good, so it's a larger float. But, I didn't even see it kind of grinding higher here, and it started going parabolic, huge percent moves. And then I finally, got myself to start trading it after it halted up here, and then it opened up, flushed down to the 9 EMA. And, I kind of started trading off these lows, but I wasn't holding that long because I thought it was just going to go backside. And then it curled back up towards the high, started adding up into 66 and 70. Taking my profits right at the break of 70 to 70 when I should have held, and went another 30 cents. But I wasn't really expecting that much of a continuation after that third. This would be the third pullback, and so usually statistically the third pullback doesn't really turn out as well as it did here. So that's why I was taking my profits pretty quickly. Then here I jump back in for the break of 3, and I get a nice 9-cent profit and 750 shares. So it's a quick, $75 in my pocket. And then again, here for this would be the fourth 1 minute pullback to the 9 EMA. Very, very extended. I figured this would not be a big move, so I'm only in, 100 shares. And, I take it off for about break even there. And then I go again for this dip off at 63. And then kind of scalped as it got bought back up at 65. So I took 2-cent profit there, small size. Here, I was looking for a move break back over the 9 EMA because, we didn't really have any significant bounce here. So I figured a bounce was incoming. So I started sizing in here as it was kind of selling off, which is kind of risky, if you ask me. But I was in very small size, 300 shares. And then this candle here dipped down and bounced off the VWAP, and I saw volume coming in. So I started adding for the break of the 9 EMA and taking my profits pretty quickly. But I got a nice, on 800 shares, I got a nice about 7 cents. So, pretty good trade to say the least. And I finished that stock up $100. Then the other ones, KVL, I didn't trade this, I don't think much or at all. This is, we already went over that one. Cold, GOVX. So GOVX kind of popped up. This is when I came back for Power Hour. And I was kind of just scalping as I was going higher. I was really, caught off guard about the strength of this stock. I thought, it could potentially get more. But you know, kind of just small size scalping. You know, at the end of the day, I don't like to take huge size because I like to preserve the profit that I made earlier on the day. But you know, small scalps, you know, definitely help. But you know, this stock only made what, an extra $4 on, and then CMRA was popping up a little bit. I didn't get any of this front side. I was actually at the gym, but it was a huge move here. And you know, if I would have been trading that, you know, God, who knows where I'd be right now with my P&L. This thing went up 200% from bottom to top. So huge move there. And then I started trading the range here, looking for a breakout of 350. So I went here for a starter, a panic dip buy at 314, looking for a reclaim with a 90 MA potential move back towards 350. And then this, you know, this candle flipped green almost instantly. You know, I don't know if it was algos or someone trying to size them pretty heavily or covering. And I just took it off immediately for a quick 8-cent gain there. And then here again off the lows, the break of the 90 MA, I thought this would be the higher low, and finally it pushed up pretty strongly to 345, but it never happened. Took that off for a 5-cent win on very, very small share size. Now CMRA, only up $9 on that one. And then the last one I traded was AUVI. Into the close, had a nice sort of front side, however it's very choppy on the tape and like the level 2. Just the order book just felt really just, you know, inconsistent and clunky. Here I went for a breakout of 38, so kind of sizing in here, taking some profits, or no, in this case it would be small break even trade, and then you know I held the rest for a small gain there. This candle kind of threw me off here, and then I got back in for after the hold of 350, looking for a move up, potential, you know, pull away, but we never really got that huge pull away move, taking that off for about 1-cent win. Here again, kind of got faked out there, pulled back a little bit too far for my liking, so about a 5-cent loss. Kind of just nothing really much here, nothing really significant here. Kind of just turning shares. Here again, small size, quick scalp, looking for some continuation, and then it flushed pretty hard. Then it curled back up. Then now I'm here looking for a breakout of 387. So I added 384, and then I'm adding into the high and taking it off on the pop, and then it has this huge flush, curls back up again. This is where I start looking for a move towards 4. I'm playing for $4 now. I start adding into the high and taking it off as it starts approaching 4. I don't even wait for the break of 4. I just start taking it off because, you know, I know how inconsistent with volume the stock is, and it doesn't really have to get much continuation. So I'm just taking my profits faster than anybody else so I can get out before the flush. Then pulls back quick before that pop through 4, and I get a nice quick. I was in 400 shares at 399, so a little bit bigger share size, about $1,600 position size. Big share size for technically, you know, an end of day trade, which I don't like. But you know, the setup was pretty decent. The volume was coming in, and took that quick trade through $4. Took it off at 403, so a quick 4-cent gain right there, and that was it. You know, from there it just went kind of backside and didn't really give much else. And I finished the day up $413. So did a lot of trading today. I usually don't like to trade this many stocks, but you know there's opportunity everywhere. So I wanted to, you know, make the most of it. Unfortunately, I did miss some moves, but that's how it always is. You always miss. You can't really trade every single move, and you know if you're trying to take profits or make profits on every single stock that's moving, you're definitely going to be finding like yourself tripping over yourself a little bit more than you'd like. So it's usually better to, you know, be patient and wait for the setup instead of trying to capture every cent that it moves. Especially in a hot market or a warm market, you're going to be seeing things flying all over the place. So it's really good to stay patient and wait for that one setup, because you really only need 1 or 2 setups to be sitting good on the day. You don't really need to be hitting every move, and that usually backfires on you. And you start, you know, over trading or tripping over yourself, chasing or holding too long, thinking, you know, it's going to go parabolic. So yeah, being conservative, being patient is definitely what keeps you consistent, and you just got to manage, you know, your confidence levels and also your passivity. You know, you don't want to sleep on trades and watch it move without you, but then again, you also don't want to be getting too greedy and pushing it too hard, and gambling, you know, all of the profits that you made on the day. So just kind of, it's kind of like a balancing act, and you kind of get a feel for it after some time. But that's it for me, finishing up the day, $413. Super happy, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next day trading recap video. All right, peace.